Magandang umaga, hapon, gabi. Mga kabiyaya, we are here today with the founder, the creator of When in Manila. Please introduce yourself.
Ako naalala ko, Rina, we were both collecting art.
Kasi they have only a short life eh. Correct.
Okay, wag na, baka magaya yung concept. Oo, sa atin muna.
Hello, kamusta po? My name is Vince Golangco. I'm the founder of WhenInManila.com. When in Manila is currently one of, if not the biggest, blog or online magazine here in the Philippines. It just started with me loving to share stories. I feel like I'm a storyteller.
When was that?
Oh my God, don't age me. But it was a while back. We're about 15 years old.
15. You look like a baby.
Oh, thank you very much. I think it's my, they say to look young, it's the hair, teeth, and having pets.
Oh, I like that. Hair, teeth, and having pets.
Pets will really help you with your mental health. And
You have nice hair
The-
and nice teeth.
Well, the hair is fortunate. The family, the teeth. I have really good dentists who also love pets. So yeah,
And what pets do you have?
I have currently I have 10 rescued cats.
Wow.
I love all animals. I don't know why. I really just connect with animals. I would rescue dogs, but I live in a small condo, and I unfortunately don't have time to like walk dogs. Cats are a bit more low maintenance, so I'm currently at 10.
Wow, that's a lot already.
It
And how
is.
much time do you spend in Manila and elsewhere, or full time now, Manila?
Mostly Manila. Mostly Manila. You know what? Whenever I leave, I miss them. I really miss my cats. And then I have some senior cats who are over 10 years old who have been with me, been with me that long. And I just feel bad when I'm away, and I feel like although they're not weak yet, or they don't feel like they're aging yet. But I just feel like, man, I'm gonna miss them.
Yeah.
I always have, it's one of my anxieties. It's one of my bad anxieties where I always
Yeah.
feel like when they're gone, I'm gonna miss them so much. So I just feel
Yeah.
like I've been wanting to move out of the country, more off, to be like just coming to the Philippines to check up on work and things like that. But my pets here, I just love so much. So I don't know.
They're
Kinda
keeping
hard.
you here.
They are sort of, in a way, in a good way.
Oh, in a good way. That's a very good way. Well, you have an accent.
Oh, so I was born in Texas, but when I was younger, I lived here in the Philippines. But then I moved back to California, in LA, and eventually San Diego. I was actually in the U.S. Navy, and then I went to school there at San Diego State University.
What did you do in the Navy?
I was an information systems technician. I was a petty officer, second class, which pretty much I was there for 4 years, and I was in charge of communication between the ship and shore and other ships and things like that.
What's that?
It was amazing for me. It wasn't for me, but it was good for me, because I signed up for the military. I was a lost young kid working at Burger King in LA. Had no direction. I had no good role models growing up. I didn't know what I was doing with my life. When I was younger, I lived here. I got kicked out of 3 schools in the Philippines because my grades were so bad and I was a troublemaker. Which technically, I don't think I was a troublemaker. I think I just didn't know how to get the right. I just was a young kid who wanted attention, and I had nowhere to channel my energy. Plus, I had severe ADHD, so I just didn't know where to put my energy. And schooling, since I wasn't interested in the topics, it wasn't taking my attention. So I had to divert it in other ways. So schooling wasn't good for me here. So when I was it's a funny story. When I was at Burger King, I wasn't working at Burger King anymore. I was actually working at the mall at Glendale. And my friends from Burger King were like, hey, we're joining the military. You want to join? And at first I'm like, are you crazy? Can I cuss on this?
Of course.
Okay. Oh my God, you'll fucking die. Don't join the military. That's stupid. And eventually, but the thing was, I didn't know what to do in my life. I was working at the mall. And the funny thing was, I did so well. I was like 17 years old, and they wanted to promote me to assistant manager. There's this thing where if you sell the department store credit card, if you get a lot of people to sign up, they want that because you keep coming. You have credit card in your wallet, so you keep coming back to that store. And I guess I'm just such a good talker that I was one of the top salespeople, sort of, even just in a few months, and they wanted to promote me to assistant manager. And the funny thing was, when they did that, when they told me they're going to promote me at my young age, I was like, I don't want to fucking work at the mall. I don't want this to be my life. And that's why I'm like, I want to do something else. And then I was like, okay, let's talk to a recruiter for the military. And then, so I got with my friends from Burger King, and we talked to a recruiter, and the recruiters, they suck you in. They know exactly what to say. Exactly what to say. So I was a 17-year-old kid, lost in the world. And he's just like, and he just looks sharp. Like, the uniform is so clean pressed, iron, white, has his medals. He in a way looks cool, really cool. And he's just like, you see the car outside? Military pays for that. My house, military pays for that. I have allowance from the military. I get to travel the world, military. And every port we hit, girls. I'm like, where do I sign? And
This is the girls bit that did it.
yeah.
It's okay. At 17, hormones are raging.
Exactly. And he starts telling me, oh yeah, I've hooked up with Brazilian girls, I've hooked up with Asian girls, I've hooked up with European. I'm like, whoa, where do I sign? And
Did those all come to pass?
some did. I haven't been to Brazil, unfortunately.
Sana all for the meals.
But when I went in, it gave me a lot of discipline because, again, I had no direction in life. So it was really, really good for me. But it wasn't for me. So you sign up minimum 4 years. You can re-enlist after. But that's where, in a way, I realized you slowly carve your path in life. And slowly I realized I was a creative. And the military is like, it's extreme corporate. And this is an absolute exaggeration. But in the military, let's say it's dark in the room. Common sense is turn on the light. But in the military, if it's dark, you have to investigate why it's dark. You have to write a report on why it's dark. You have to submit that report to your higher officer, the pay officer in charge. He has to submit that to his chief. His chief has to submit that to the officer in charge. The officer has to submit that to the CEO of the ship. And then eventually, 3 weeks later, it comes back to you like, approved, turn on the light. That's an exaggeration, of course, with the lights. But in a way, it's extreme corporate. And I was just like, man, sometimes I'm just like, it's dark. I want to turn on the lights. So after 4 years, I was like, this is not for me. At the same time, in the military, it's very, very, there's such a hierarchy with rank. And so many times I was just like, in my head, I felt like there were these idiots who eventually made rank for a rank higher than me. And you can't question what they say. And I'm just like, man, if we were out in the real world, you'd probably still be working fries somewhere at some fast food, And I just felt like, hey, I feel like I have a drive that I could just nourish more. So I got out.
But still at 17 plus 4, that's 21.
Yeah.
At least, that's young.
Yeah.
Some people die at a very old age and still haven't quite figured out what they like, who they are.
Oh, I feel like I still haven't
passion.
figured that out. But yes, I slowly got
really?
there. Well, I feel like you always reinvent yourself and there's always, I don't know, yeah. I still feel like I'm always finding things about myself. 2025 was a tough year for me. So I feel like there's things I didn't know I was doing, especially with my mental health and things.
How's your mental health now?
Oh, it's much better now. I found a great therapist. and I'm traveling more again.
Okay.
But I think things slowly added up with online. I didn't know it was getting to me because online there's so much craziness, from hate to just cancel culture to sometimes just stupidity, and it's so hard to filter it out. And as much as you say you're not letting it get to you, after, again, I've been doing When in Manila for 15 years, it adds up.
It adds up. It gets to you.
Yeah, I didn't know it was really getting to me, to where I was really shutting down. I didn't want to do anything anymore. I stopped wanting to put things out there. Because we were getting crazy, sometimes some of the stupid ones. And the thing is, you don't even know it's stupid at first, because at first you're like, oh, is this a thing now? Should we be aware of this? Did we not know this is a new trend? Like one of them, someone was very, very mad that we were saying, oh, look, we discovered, a writer of ours said her title was, I discovered the beauty of, I forgot what, the beauty of Boracay. And this very angry keyboard warrior was like, don't say you discovered that because you didn't discover Boracay. And we're like, and back then we were still replying. We're like, that's not what we meant naman. She just meant she discovered it for herself. And then they replied again, all caps, giant, long message. Like, what does that even mean? They discovered it for themselves. No, you're claiming that you discovered that. And we're just like, okay.
We've gone through similar.
Yeah. So,
It's like, and you're doing the work,
yeah.
and they have nothing to do, maybe.
Sometimes.
And they're venting, maybe.
Sometimes.
Sometimes, I don't know. There's no room for rudeness. If you're really wondering, you can send a DM.
Exactly.
But if you're wanting to engage to be able to get attention,
Yeah.
it's another form.
What sucks for even more for me is some of them feel like they're actually doing good, especially with the whole cancel culture thing.
Yes, cancel culture and there's another term, and it drives me crazy.
Yeah, they feel like they feel like they're doing good and they're trying to rescue something, which cancel culture started because of the super powerful Hollywood
Yeah.
people who, and these smaller people had no way to get justice.
Correct.
They were absolutely abused and bad things happened. But now the littlest things, like someone thinking you abused the word discovered this island or things like that.
No, it's like my son, who is married to a Japanese.
Okay.
They went to school in UBC, University of British Columbia. And he married his girlfriend, a college sweetheart. And she's Japanese, like pure Japanese. Her parents don't even speak English. And there was International Day, and she dressed up as Japanese.
And people got mad.
Yeah, because she was like claiming culture or something.
Yeah, cultural appropriation.
Yeah, and it's like,
I hate that.
but I'm Japanese.
Yeah.
And it became such an issue.
That's crazy.
Isn't that really crazy?
That's very crazy.
Right? So it's like, we did her, the 23andMe test, and she has only Japanese blood. So it's like, hello.
Yeah.
And even if she didn't, born and raised in Japan. I mean, so
What's
it's,
wrong with that? And-
anyway, it's really, really crazy. But I think you can be like this in some way because you're an in-between, born and raised mostly in America, and then you moved here at an older age. Yes?
Oh, I grew up here when I was younger. So like elementary, kindergarten. But then high school and stuff went back to the States.
Okay, so very, I don't know how to say that, formative years, or I don't know what's more formative. I think, yes, until 7 years old, it's formative. But then there's also a big impact. The high school years are a huge,
Oh, yeah.
huge impact. What are the benefits of that, you feel? Because, now that you're talking to me like this, you can say all these things with a certain conviction because you're not mahiyain.
Oh, so you mean the
Yeah. So what are the pros and cons you
Oh.
think of what
Like the
contributed?
cross-culture?
Yes, the cross culture and why you are the way you are. If there are benefits or negatives, because even my daughter. So as you can see, we're mestizos, and she calls herself a cross culture person because she also went to school abroad, so she never quite fits in.
yeah.
But at the same time, so she's an artist, a visual artist, and she had a series called The Aquarium. So it's part of COVID, being in an aquarium, but it's also like people looking at her and treating her differently because she looks so different.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And so she has one angle. You are Asian looking, Filipino looking, but you speak often like a Westerner, at least now when I'm listening to you. When I see the posts of when in Manila, you've brought a more international flavor. So in other words, you're international. So what do you think were the benefits of being
Yeah.
Filipino, but at the same time, educated outside because, you're a typical, not typical, for lack of a better word, Filipino who had no direction in life, went into the military, US. I know many. And then they find themselves. And then they come on and they tend to do something else. They leave. So what do you think were the benefits of both cultures?
I think with everything in life, there's always pros and cons. And yes, one of the cons is yes, I feel like there were times, many times, if not all the time, that you don't quite fit in. So when I'm here, I'm too konyo. When I'm in the States, sometimes people say, "Oh, you have an accent. You speak English weird." so so everywhere you go, you don't perfectly fit in.
Same. And when I came back from school, I always call it, re-entry shock.
Yeah,
when the orbit, the satellite comes back into the atmosphere, you get burned. So
yeah. So I think it's just I think it's just eventually self-love and just loving yourself for who you are, no matter what. But as a young kid, that's so hard to do. But eventually, as you get older, you learn that, and you accept who you are. I think even if you're perfectly because I don't think it's just someone who's cross-cultural. I think even if you're completely local, I'm sure you still have your own insecurities and you still have your things. So yeah,
for sure, because there's also a lot of cultural boundaries.
Exactly.
And then if you don't fit into that cultural boundary, and right now, you have a completely different older generation and a completely Gen Z, Gen Y, Gen Z generation along the way.
And I do think that has to do with so if you have access to and you're fortunate enough to be able to live in different places, even just locally, I think you'll learn so much. If you can live internationally, even better. But yeah, I find it so. It really opens your mind if you can be multicultural to where you're not bound by a specific cultural set of boundaries, where you're able to think in different ways and look at things in different ways.
But that's also because you've allowed yourself to experience so much.
Yes,
I mean,
so,
at 17,
yes.
to enlist. No, actually, I like to buy a lot of old vintage stuff.
Of course, yeah.
And I like to buy a lot of the old military
Oh, really?
stuff. Yeah, Vietnam stuff,
Okay.
right? Yeah, the trousers, the jackets, if they fit me. Even if they don't, I just buy it and figure it out, right?
Oh, they have a lot of stores like that in Japan.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
the vintage stores.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I buy a lot on eBay.
My recent story, like yours, was when I went to see Wang Od just last year. And
You got a tattoo?
Oh yeah. I have two. I have this one. Then from Wang Og, she only does the 3 dots now because she's too old. But then I got a sun moon here from one of the other village artists. But on the way to see her, there's this and I was also going through something. I was too anxious. I was having bad anxiety. I was trying to release from that. Just like when I was younger, I wasn't this anxious. I do whatever. I jump. I don't know if I jump solo, but I think if the steps led the same way, I might have done that. But going to Wang Od, there's this zip line for cargo only, not for humans. But if you pay them, they'll let you.
Oh,
and they say
wow.
it's not safe. So but if you want to, it'll save you like 20 minutes of hiking around. And a few people do it, and it looks so scary because the zip line, when it comes in, it's tied to an old like 1980s van that's broken down. The inside is completely gone, but they use the engine and one of the rims to pull the zip line
Oh,
in and
wow.
out to pull the
I should
the
show
cargo.
you my video. I have the same in Africa. Okay,
Oh
go on.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, screw it. And but it was a moment of clarity for me because when I was on there, right when it got off, I was videoing myself and I was just smiling and I was like, I'm not anxious right now. I'm not scared. But like
You were shit scared about what could happen. You weren't thinking about seriously, give yourself another problem.
So I can totally relate to your skydiving story.
So when was this? Because
This was just last year. This was just
I have a friend who I
think November.
We were thinking of going to Wang Od because we know relatives of Wang Od because she recently lost her brother
I didn't know that.
who committed suicide. And so, been trying to hold her hand. And the other day I said, hey, why don't we go to Wangod? You and I, let's get, let's get
Yeah.
tattoos, the two of us, and then, we'll keep his memory alive, and I'm sure he'll be, laughing.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're planning that.
Please go. Yeah, it's. I feel like every Filipino should do that. I don't know why. Just for me, especially if you're into tattoos.
Not into, never had one. My daughter is full, but I've never had
Oh,
one.
well,
so
then-
maiden tattoo,
It's more painful than normal tattoos.
because it's like
Yeah,
Tag.
I don't know why, but and then Wangod is more painful than the other So it's a good thing we got the tattoo from
She's
the.
bam, bam.
Yes, exactly. So it's a good thing we got the. When you get there, so coordinate early. When you get there, you'll get a number, and they will walkie-talkie your village guide when it's your turn, because she has the line, obviously.
Yeah.
So while we were waiting, we got one of the village artists to do the other tattoos we wanted. First, I got a sun moon tattoo here, and it hurt like hell. Still more than a normal tattoo, but she was gentle. It's called mambabatok because they hammer it in.
Yeah.
For non-Tagalog speakers, batok means hammer. So they hammer in the tattoo. And this one already hurt so much, as in, oh my God, it was so
And
painful.
you have a lot of tattoos, so
I
you
do.
would know.
I really like, I really like tattoos. And this one really hurt. But I'm glad that went first, because when we went to Apo Wangod, and I was talking with the other people there and my friend who I went with, we don't know if it's her style, quote unquote, or if she's just old. But her hammering was like. So even though this was only 5 minutes, but it felt like they used a pomelo thorn.
Yes.
Here, it felt like it was just the tip going in. She was so gentle.
Have
But it
the-
hurt so much. Wangod felt like the whole thorn was going in. It felt like it was piercing me. And it was so painful. But still, it was still a fun it was still an experience of its own. I highly recommend it. My friend got hers on her ankle somewhere. I got mine here, and then this one here. They have this whole set of other tattoos you can get from the other village artists. Still try tattoos that their tribe does. We actually I wanted to get more, but after this one, it was so painful. I'm
Like, time out. No.
I'm okay. And especially after this one, I'm like, "Nah, I'm good. I'm good today."
You're such an authentic human.
Oh, I try to be. Too much sometimes. My friends just told me I'm too honest.
Why is that wrong?
No. Just sometimes you don't need to tell people
Too much information,
Yeah,
type?
too much information, and which I understand because, I only have one ex-girlfriend I'm friends with. We're very good friends because we feel like we met each other when we were really young in San Diego, and we know we broke up just because the world was too big for both of us. And she's doing wonderful now, but we keep in touch. We're good friends. And we were in Taiwan last year, and we want to put up an app. And we met with someone who is an app developer, because me and her aren't app developers. And when he asked me how we knew each other, I said, "Oh yeah, we used to date." And she's just like, "Vince, well, later on, you didn't need to say that." I'm like, "Why? What's wrong?" She's like, "There's nothing wrong, but just you could have just said we're friends." And I was thinking about it, like, yeah, you're right. Maybe it'd be less awkward. It'd be, whatever. So yeah, I should have just said we're friends. So I have
No, but
moments
I
where I'm
kind
too
of like
honest.
that. No, I kind of like that. You know why? Because it gives the context. It gives us a certain context. Yeah, it could be too much information, but it gives a certain context.
Depends, yeah.
And I don't know, when somebody is honest, I feel it right away. And I feel safer.
Oh yeah.
It allows you to be honest as well.
But that's something I had to work on as well last year with my whole mental health thing, where because of my military, and then I'm the eldest of 6. I had to support my family when I was younger, and when I was in the States, I was by myself. So I think I didn't know how to be vulnerable. So it was until I found my therapist last year that I started opening up a bit more, and allowed me to be vulnerable.
It's funny you say that, because by joining the military, you allowed yourself to be vulnerable.
In a different way.
In a different way.
I think more emotionally vulnerable is what I'm talking about now. Military is not emotionally vulnerable.
No.
Yeah, no.
No,
no,
but you put yourself in a situation where you're at the mercy of.
I think so. Well, at the time, I think it was just. I don't know why. I think it was
Also,
just,
a reason to get away.
maybe it was a mix of that. It was a mix of.
Do you think it was your without knowing it, your consciousness drove you there?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Like
I'm
a
strong.
path.
I'm strongly. I believe in the universe, quote unquote. On.
Me too.
Yeah. So
Totally.
yeah, it was where I was meant to be.
Sinalang ka.
I don't know what sinalang means. Sorry, I don't know.
Sal-
I only know up to 2 syllables for Filipino words.
You were put in a pot.
I was meant to. Oh,
You were put in a pot.
Okay.
You're in a stew
yeah.
or being cooked.
I was being marinated.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
okay.
yes, to be able to be who you are.
Oh yeah,
Now.
I firmly believe that. Yeah, exactly.
You call yourself the grind hopper.
Oh, I haven't called myself that in a long time.
Oh, is this an old thing?
Yeah, it's been a while. But I think that was back, especially when I was jumping, and it was my friend who reminded me of this. She was like, "Vince, I remember your hustle before." Because I would jump from one grind to another, and I wouldn't like, especially when I first came to the Philippines.
So that's what it is.
Yeah, when I was doing When in Manila, it was still young, it was still growing. At the same time, I was a radio DJ, I was a radio announcer. And my show was at 6 a.m. So I had to wake up at like 4:30, 5 a.m. to get to the station by 6. After that, I was with that, you're the events host. I had a part-time job. I was working at an ad agency. I was also doing this part-time gig where every now and then my friend had a team building company. They do the team building weekend events. I would do that with her and be one of the facilitators. I had like 7, 8 gigs that I was doing while I was trying to discover what I wanted to do in life. And the
So
pay.
yeah, go ahead.
The pay for all of them was crap. I wasn't doing any of it for money per se. Yeah, I was just
So that's your schooling.
in a way, yeah. In a way, that was one of
That's
my
your tuition fee
yes.
in many ways. So how did you land in when in Manila?
Well, it was always an ongoing thing, and I just love storytelling. So, in college, I went to San Diego State University. So one of the really good things about the military is when you get out, they pay for school. So when I graduated from San Diego State, all my friends were in debt. I wasn't because military paid for my school. So I was jealous. I'm like, why are you all in debt? I want to be in debt. I'm joking, but
Sounds like something you would say. Okay.
in a way. But I felt like, because when I graduated, I was like, I still didn't know what to do in life. I thought college would like tell you what
Sort
to
you
do.
out.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, I'm graduating now. I don't know what to do. So I decided to put everything on my credit card, go in debt, and travel the world. And since I was in the U.S., I still had family here, so I decided to come to the Philippines for 6 months. But from the Philippines, make the Philippines sort of my home base for 6 months and travel from here. So from here, I went to Australia, I went to Hong Kong, Thailand, Southeast Asia, etc. And while I was here, while I was in the military, while I was in college, I discovered that I love writing. I started taking business classes. I was supposed to be a business major. And I discovered I don't like math. I'm not the typical Asian who's good at math. So when I spoke to my counselor, she said that, why don't I try communication? And back then, the funny thing was, I thought that was so stupid of her to suggest that. And I thought communication was a stupid course. Because I said, everyone talks, everyone communicates. Why is this even a course? And it turns out the reason I was thinking that was because communication is my strength. Because it's so easy for me to communicate that it's one of my strengths, I found out from other tests, which is why it felt so stupid to study it. But it was so good that I somehow ended up there. And from those, I took writing classes, and I loved writing. And in the US, blogging was a thing for everyone. This was pre-influencers, pre-content creators. Blogging was the thing. So I had like 5 different blogs on different subjects. And when I came to the Philippines, I just kept blogging. And me and some friends, actually, they wanted to help me in the beginning. We came up with When in Manila, from the saying, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. So when in Manila, here are the things Manileñans, Filipinos do. And it was just me traveling around Manila and the Philippines. It just sounds better than when in the Philippines. It rolls off the tongue a bit better. So it was just me sharing my stories of my discoveries, rediscovering the Philippines. If I can say rediscovering, I don't know if that person will get mad again.
Hi, person. He said rediscovering. Can you please comment? Sorry, I'm a tease.
Yeah, no, I know. It's funny to me now as well. But yeah, so it was just me sharing my story, and the thing is that it's a lot of the entrepreneurs, successful entrepreneurs, will tell you that success will come from hard work and a lot of luck. And I was lucky that blogging was just growing here. I came to the right place at the right time, and I had somewhat the right skills to fit into that. I had a mix of good SEO. I understood SEO, which was very important for the internet at that time.
What's SEO?
Search engine optimization.
Okay.
It means when you write something or put something online, how will it be found? So I knew how to pick the right keywords. I knew how to write titles. I knew how to do it. So when you write, let's say me and you write something, or me and you are selling cell phones on Google, but I have the right SEO. Even if you're selling your phone for cheaper and you're selling better phones, if people find my ads or my website more, I get to sell more phones than you, even if you sell yours cheaper, better, whatever. So that's the importance of SEO. So I understood SEO. At the same time, I was a decent writer, whereas I think most people back then were either really good writers, I mean, award-winning, here maybe Palanca award-winning writers, but they didn't understand SEO because it's different. It's totally different. So no one, unfortunately, found their great writing. Or the other way around, where they're really good at SEO, they know the tech side, but they're not good writers. So even if you find their sites, it's not what you're looking for, you wouldn't come back, and Google eventually realizes that people aren't coming back to the site and they're clicking away too fast, so we won't recommend this site as much. So I found the middle ground of both, and it didn't take long for When in Manila to do well. And as a kid, I was still in my early 20s then. I worked my way through the military, through college. I was working. And for people with blogging, people to say like, hey, come to my restaurant and we'll treat you. You don't have to pay. Just write about it. Or I'll give you these shoes. Just write about it. I'll give you these clothes. As a young 20-year-old who's been grinding, I'm like, really? You're going to give me free food? Oh my God, that's so cool. Free shoes, free whatever. So in the beginning, they called them X deals. I was so happy with that. And eventually, when I didn't even have time for X deals because I got so many offers, I started turning them down. Brands started saying, hey, we'll pay you. Come to our thing. I'm like, what? You're going to pay me for this? So slowly, I think that's where When in Manila became what it is.
That's so inspiring, your story.
Oh, thank you.
I hope a lot of the younger people listen to this. But also my takeaway is that the universe is looking after you.
Oh, I think the universe looks after all of us if we just listen.
Really, really, I feel it from your whole story. It's a beautiful story. I mean, somebody should write a book about it.
Oh, hopefully one day. Hopefully that is one of my bucket lists is to,
I think so. I think so. I really honestly think so.
Thank you.
So you're also a rescuer. You mentioned you have 10 rescue cats.
Yes.
What did that teach you?
Oh, so much. Oh my God. I feel like my mental health is in such a better place because of these adoptees.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you feel like you're rescuing them, but in the long run, they end up rescuing you.
That was my next question.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because in there's a quiet humility about rescuing.
Mm-hmm.
No real applause.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you can even get the backlash, like, "Oh, why did you capture them that way?" or whatever. As if it's so easy to catch a dog. And there's no ROI.
Sorry, I got
Yeah.
keyboard warriors like that. Who you're already because I remember posting. I had a video of just me playing around with my cat where they have 24/7 food, but my cat was up on the table and trying to reach for my food, which I try to train them not to reach for
Yeah.
human food. And then I posted that because he was reaching for it in a cute way. And then I got some comments like, you should feed the cat. You should. Very angry. I'm just like, calm down, people. It's okay. But
So quick to judge.
sometimes. But It's the nature of the beast online.
So it seems like you're also mentoring people for content creation or from your team in a way.
Mostly from my team. I can't help but be I love sharing stories, and when people want to, because I had no role models or mentor. Especially when I was younger, I didn't have good mentors or role models. So I can't help but when people ask me for help, I do try to give them as much advice as I can.
So
the-
what would be a good advice that you would give them, and what would be advice you would tell them on a positive note, and what would be advice on a negative note to avoid and what to push for?
General, are you talking about for content creators, for people?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
So the main advice I give, just in general, I don't know if it's positive, but is the most important thing is consistency. Motivation fades. You'll be motivated some days you won't, and that's normal. That's human. It's discipline that you need and consistency, because your first maybe 100, maybe however many posts will get one like. If you get a like, you're lucky. And it's demotivating, it's deflating as well. So it's all about consistency, to where eventually, if you post consistently and you study what you post, you say, okay, this didn't do well, I'll post less of these. This did well. I got 2 likes for this one. I should post more of this. And maybe the next time you post, you'll get 3 likes. So it's consistency to posting at least 1 post a day if you're serious about content creation. That's always been my advice. Discipline is more important. Consistency trumps motivation. For negativity, it's as long as you personally aren't doing anything bad, you are not hurting anyone, you are not doing anything out of anger, you're not doing anything evil, then the right people will stay. You will find your people.
You'll find your tribe.
You will find your tribe, exactly. So as long as you're not doing
And go on a
anything
zip
wrong.
line.
Yes. Go see Apo Wang Od. As long as you're not doing anything wrong, you're not hurting anyone, you will find your tribe. You are not everyone's cup of tea, and that's okay.
And from your conversation, it's like you're also still searching for more of yourself.
I think everyone is. I don't think I've met 80-year-olds still searching for themselves, and that's okay. I think, and I think that's normal. I mean, it's great.
No,
if you,
I'm pushing you. I'm pushing you because there are a lot of people who feel like, oh, this, that, I haven't found. So I wanted you to share that people are always developing.
Oh yeah, you're always changing. You're always growing. You're always learning. I feel like if you stop learning, you stop growing. I feel like in a way you died already.
So what remains solid in you, if there's anything solid at all?
Oh, I don't. I think there's a lot of.
Sorry for the tough questions. Huh?
Yeah. Oh no, they're nice questions. So I don't think it's. I think it's just being open. Like you can be solid but still open to just open to listening, and then forming your own conclusion from that.
There's a very nice Buddhist saying.
Be like water.
No. It's like something to. I'm paraphrasing, but
Yeah.
expose yourself to annihilation,
Okay.
so that what is real remains.
Okay. I totally get that. Yeah.
Yeah, something to that effect. Yeah, something like that, and it's always to remove the false self and to come to what is real. And I think it's very valid today because there's so many things that seem so unreal.
Yeah, with AI.
Not only with AI, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. So, what I really appreciate about When in Manila is it's giving people the opportunity to see what is real, what is happening in Manila, what can be, right? Maybe you haven't gone out of your city. Maybe, there are a lot of people who only like to travel, who find their breaks abroad. But there's so much to see in this country and to enjoy. We know some countries better than we do our own country. And I'd really like to thank you for that.
Oh, we're trying. We're trying. We hope we get more. We're hoping for more government help. But
Good luck with
I
that.
know, right? Yeah,
But
yeah.
but you never know.
Never
You
know.
never know. You keep wishing. You never know. Wish upon a star.
It was just viral last week, I think, or this week, where they were talking about sometimes it's cheaper to travel to other countries than some parts of the Philippines locally.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of, and I just came from Sikihor, and as I was buying the tickets, I'm like, why is it so expensive to go to Sikihor? It's right there.
It's
It's
right
an hour
there.
away.
Yes. No. And this is something heartbreaking
It is.
because the local tourism could do so much
It could, yeah.
for the different cities, municipalities, barangays, and it'll give them some sort of pride,
Yeah, it would, yeah.
diba? Yeah. So lastly, may we have the names of your kitty cats?
Oh my God, there's 10 of them. So the eldest is Maki, because my sister rescued him from Makati. So named him Maki. The second one is, Maki adopted the second one because I guess he was lonely. So we noticed when we had this other kitten, this ginger kitten we named Peanut, he kept hugging him. So we're like, I think he wants to keep him. So Peanut is the next one. After that, who's age-wise, I forgot now, but I think Pixie is next because he has a pixie cut. I rescued him in BGC near a salon, so I named him Pixie. Then we have the sisters, Lemon and Banana. Those were their temporary names until they got adopted. As I was just fostering them, but then I fell in love with them, so now they're it's a foster fail. And
We
then
love foster fails.
I have a lot. So my next foster fail is Daga. That was also his temporary name. He's a black cat, but he was scaring me and the people, guests and whatnot, because he was so tiny and so black that he looked like a rat. So, and then someone screamed Daga, and I'm like, no, it's a tiny kitten. You're fine. And then we just called him that until he got rescued, and someone was already until he got adopted, and someone was already gonna adopt him. But then every night he would sleep on my chest, and then I got attached again and failed again. And then after that is Gabi. Gabi, after our team building with When in Manila, I went to get gas at a gas station at Gabriela Silang, is that a city
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something
yeah.
somewhere? And she was a dying kitten at the gas station, so I rescued her, and now she's there. And then the last three were three kittens who, sadly, in BGC, just around my corner, sadly, there was a volunteer group in BGC who was sort of trying to take care of them. But they think they were very young, and the mom was nursing them, but then the mom stopped coming back, sadly, so they think the mom got ran over.
Yeah.
And then it was raining, and they were hanging out by this garbage disposal area, and it was flooded, and they were covered in trash and raining, and we didn't think they were going to survive. And one of them, his eye was popping out. They really needed attention, so I fostered them, and I failed again. So I have to stop fostering.
So it seems like you're a successful foster fail.
I am. Oh, sorry. And the last three, they're named Nick. Nick, I named, again, temporary name from Nick Fury, if you watch Marvel, because his eye was popping out.
Yeah.
Fortunately, we rescued him in time, and the eye recovered. It has a little bit of a scar, but he can see out of it. So Nick, Luca, and Charlie. So
So can we have photos of that?
Oh,
Can
yes,
you
I'll
include
try
them?
this. Yes, I'll send you photos
Yeah,
of
so
my
we can
cats.
include it
So-
when he starts naming them.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, well, thanks so much for your time.
No, thank you for having me, and thank you for what you guys do. It's actually my dream to, if I ever have the resources in the future, to have an animal sanctuary like yours and an animal hospital, because I feel like animals always
Yeah.
rescue me, so I'd love to rescue them more.
Same. Started rescuing at around 5. Yeah, and we have maybe all in all about 2,000 animals. All in all.
I'm 1,990 short of the goodwill you're doing for the
never,
world.
it's never about the number. It's never
yeah.
about the number. But you're
Yeah.
honestly, come visit us in Alfonso.
Would
I mean,
love
just
that.
to hang out if you want. Come do a team building thing
Oh,
there.
would love that. That's wonderful.
Right? Come do
Oh,
a
yeah.
team building there. There are some rooms you can use. You don't need to pay anything. Just come and have a good time. Because I promise you, it's a healing place. I mean,
I believe you.
It's noisy. It smells sometimes, when you're near certain areas. But maybe because you get out of your own sensitivity or senses that, it takes it away. It takes away other things. You're busy thinking about something else. And I think that's a good thing. Yeah. Thanks so much.
You should hold like the dog and cat yoga sessions up there. I did a puppy yoga once. It was very healing. It was very nice.
Yeah. I used to teach yoga once upon a time. Yeah.
And also offering us, thank you for inviting me and inviting you and people listening if they have anything that helps animals at all, any charities, animals or anything, any volunteers, any charities, anything like that, we always love to help in ways we can by promoting it. So just email us wheninmanila@gmail.com and we'd love to help out if we can.
All right. Thanks so much.
No, thank you.
Ingat po.
Salamat.
Thank you mga kabiyaya. We'll see you in the next episode. Ingat po. And remember, animal welfare is human welfare. And we're doing all of this for stray-free, rabies-free Philippines 2035 sa susunod. Hello mga kabiyaya. Kung nagugustuhan niyo po yung aming podcast, if it brings some value to you, please subscribe and like. Your subscriptions and your likes will help us also invite people over because people will understand that you do appreciate the conversations that we have. So please like, share, subscribe in our YouTube channel, in our Spotify. Let us know that you appreciate the conversations in and about animal welfare, the connections that those conversations make, and be a part of the movement for stray-free, rabies-free Philippines 2035, and also the movement that animal welfare is human welfare. Maraming salamat po. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and share.